Here's Britton Colquitt now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. That's fielded at the 8-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here that could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But it's the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
Looking deep for Julio. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Falcons. Julio Jones. 81 yards. And the Falcons push further out in front. We've seen these two, Matt Ryan and Julio Jones, connect quite a few times over the years. It never gets old.
It never gets old. Well, maybe for the defense it does, but not for us who are watching it. And Julio, every time he steps on the field, you can just about mark him down for 100 yards. That's about his career average per game. But think about this. Getting in the end zone has always been a struggle for him. He gets the big yardage, but he doesn't get the touchdowns. Not this time. No matter how many people were kicked in coverage, he found a way to beat it.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And that makes the score 21-0. Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. Got some room at the 30. Give them 18 there and give the Vikings a first down.
And while we're seeing more and more of these plays come from the college game into the NFL, and that one, it was run with great success, how about the evolution of the offensive linemen? We're seeing less and less big guys who can't move, and more guys who are a lot more mobile and can get out in front of that type of a play.
Yeah, that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35.
They just keep trying, but so far, finding no room for him to run.
None whatsoever. In fact, you run the numbers. He's under 3 yards a carry at the moment. And they're going to go with the jet sweep. This is Diggs with it. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 11. From the gun, Fitzgerald. And that is intercepted by last year's NFL leader, DeMonte Casey. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. When the rookie QB gets his first touchdown pass, that's one you put in the trophy case. First career interception, that's going to be one he wants to forget.
Yeah, and he's not going to go ask for the football, right? No. Yeah, you can keep that one. The key for him, what does he learn from it? When he watches the tape, does he have an answer right now where he already understands what mistake he made? That's what the coaches are going to want to know, and that's what they'll grill him on and see how he grows from it. After the interception, here's Ryan.
And he gets this one to Ridley, complete. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Now it's Ryan. And that'll be incomplete. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance that that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
The Falcons on 3rd down. They've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Ryan. He'll let it go deep for Freeman. And it's incomplete. Both players had a shot at that one. Neither can get it. And it brings up 4th down. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down. No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
19 yards the pick up there. Move the chains. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try to put some points on the board.
On second down, Cook. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. To throw on third down, Fitzgerald. Dancing to his left. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. The Clemson Tiger, Vic Beasley, reaches home that time. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So 4th and 15, but the offense is staying out there to go for it.
Go!
They'll try and throw for it here. Lets it fly for Thielen. And that is incomplete, but there is a flag. And on 4th down, this is a big call. So they decline the penalty. That seems a little odd.
I'm trying to work through it and work with them to figure out why.
Well, someone's got to be confused.
That's what I think. I'm pretty sure that the bench is saying take the penalty, and somehow in the heat of the moment, they thought they were saying decline the penalty, and that's going to work against them. They should have taken it.
Hey, ready, blue 80. Here we go. 51.
On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
Tremendous field position there and a perfect time to do exactly what they did. Take a shot at the end zone. And they went for the big play, just unable to complete it.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Ryan caught by Jones. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. They'll run here with Freeman. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
Second down and goal. Ryan. And that'll be hauled in by the tight end. It's Hooper for the Falcon touchdown. Matt Ryan connecting on his fourth touchdown pass of the ball game. And the Falcons push further out in front. So a challenge coming down from the booth, and that's where these challenges come from, of course, in the final 2 minutes of the half.
Yeah, now we're going to New York, right? That's command central for the officials. They'll talk, they'll take a look at it, communicate with the referee at the game site, and issue a final decision because they do have the final call now.
Koo able to connect on the extra point, and the route is on here in this first half. Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Let's go. Let's go.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Typically down in the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. That late in the clock, second quarter, why not just run it a time or two and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may have forced them into...
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Falcons going to use their third and final timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. He was looking for Julio Jones, his Pro Bowl receiver, and it's third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Ryan. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And he will be out of bounds as time has run out on this first half. So we are at halftime here in the opener of the 2019 regular season. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, we'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. And now it's 1st and 10, a big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down.
91.
They run again on first down. Cook. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. Off play action. Fitzgerald. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Grady Jarrett making his presence felt. He gets the sack.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be.
Well, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Tyler Davison hauling it off the edge to sack him.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. A big kick, 50 yards that time, with a return of 4. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away.
Yeah,
defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. The Pro Bowl wideout Julio Jones is intended receiver, but it's going to be 2nd down.
My man's getting a little loose with the football there, right? Interception before, almost had one here. He's got to start taking better care of it.
Yeah, really should have been back-to-back drives with interceptions. He's lucky there. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Ryan on the handoff. It's Freeman. Finding room at the 30. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that, because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
After the penalty, here's Freeman. So he got free of 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on 3rd down.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. From the shotgun, Ryan. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively, but instead it just brings up 4th down. Here's Matt Bosher now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And taken right at the 35. That'll wind up being a 50-yard punt, though they do get 10 back on the return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Call it a loss of 2 on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 12.
At the 43-yard line.
Ready. Mike's 59. Let's go one more.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. He completes it to Peak. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the...
Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. That's to his running back, complete. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And it'll be a turnover on downs. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Well, just something to build off of. That's what. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Devontae Freeman. Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Extra point attempt to follow here. And it's no good on the PAT, so they can't add on here. And our score is going to stay right where it is. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards, as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to...
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure but backed off, and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked at the line of scrimmage, and then they fooled him by dropping into coverage. Now he's ready to get rid of the ball fast, but guess what? Too many defenders out there. Exactly as you described, an interception.
Mike, back 25. Back by 4. Hey, we're pretty quiet, D. We're pretty quiet.
On first down, Ryan. And finding the tight end, Hooper. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 14 yards there on a Falcon first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Right there, 54 Mike. Go. Go.
He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. They run. Devontae Freeman. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Freeman again. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
Like 25! 54! Hey, express!
Off the play fake to Freeman. It's Ryan. Gets it off to Freeman. And he'll only get this to the 14 as he'll come up well short of the first down. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and that's going to make it 4th down. And his kick is good. And that will just add 3 more to a lead that's already out of hand. So a good snap, good hold, and right down the middle.
Never in doubt. Just the way you used to hit them, partner.
You mean like kicking the ball?
Exactly.
Well, that was in high school.
Doesn't matter. I don't care what level. You hit them, they go through.
Here's Bosher to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
Here we go.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
And he'll lose yardage on this one back to the 13. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Watch 36. 36 to Mike. Rip left. Now.
Operating from the gun, Fitzgerald. And it's knocked away and incomplete. It was Desmond Trufant right there, step for step in coverage. Another drive comes and goes, still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and when the second half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. But you just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And he's able to find Diggs. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Watch twist. Watch twist.
He's got a first down and then some at midfield. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down.
And that was a nice, strong run by the guy they call the field general.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. From the gun, it's a give to Cook. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 50-yard line.
Got it? 59 Mike, 59 Mike. Check, 59. Recon, 132 fighter.
Again, it's Cook. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. The Vikings on 3rd down. A pretty anemic, a very anemic 1 for 9 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. And he's got Kyle Rudolph. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. So on that play, defense was in the zone. They ran a crossing route offensively, but the defense there, you got to be good with communication, don't you?
You certainly do, and it's not something that is really evident when you watch it on the screen. But everyone's talking, communicating, pointing, and it keeps you from chasing receivers because you have a specific zone you have to cover. When a receiver's in your zone and he crosses to another one, you got to let your guy know. They got a completion there.
And that is intercepted by last year's NFL leader, DeMonte Casey. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Ryan and the Falcons now come up 1st and 10 at their own 11. This is Freeman. And space opens a bit as he gets it across the 15 to the 17-yard line. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 17-yard line.
Hey, it's our house.
He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
They are pushed back 5 yards by the delay of game, 2nd and 8.
Yeah, let's get a sack lunch.
Again, they'll run with Freeman. 17 yards and a 1st down for Atlanta.
I know we're in the era of wide-open football, a lot of spread formations, more space, but there's still a spot for power football, and we just saw some of it right there. How about that run?
Yeah, breaking the tackle, and, you know, late in this game, he wants the football in his hands. He's had a good day. On the heels of that good carry by Devontae Freeman, here's 1st and 10.
Let's go, let's go.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Eric Kendricks, the Vikings' leading tackler a season ago, in on the stop.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
following the pickup of 4. Here's 2nd and 6. Now Ryan. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Looked like he had a couple of different options as far as who to throw to on that play. And who am I to say this, but I'm not sure he made the right decision.
Well, the window of opportunity is always going to be small in the NFL. That's why those quarterbacks who make quick decisions and have quick releases have the most success in this league. Brendan, every great running backs coach that I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves. You're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about to run them into submission.
And you took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He has run them into submission.
Wave the white flag.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Stay with your man.
So that'll back him up 5. And now after the delay of game, they're operating behind the sticks, 2nd and 15.
Check your hot read.
Now Freeman, he's been busy today. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
59, ready, 280. 55. Get in the weight room. Hey, Tuesday.
Out of the gun, it's Ryan. He completes it to Jones. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 38-yard line. Ryan now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10.
Ladies and gentlemen,